In this short video, you will learn what the difference is between cisgender and transgender, as well as what the difference is between gender identity and sexuality. You will also learn respectful vocabulary for discussing gender diversity, as well as more resources for ongoing professional development and to support diverse students in feeling welcome and supported. Let's join an NU professor and an NU student for an introduction to diversity in gender identity, gender expression, and sexuality.
Hi, so recently in a conversation with some colleagues, someone brought up the term cisgender. And I'm just really curious, well, what does that mean? And also, does it have anything to do with transgender?
Sure, great question. So let's go ahead and just kind of look into what the differences are between the two. So cisgender is a gender description for someone's sex assigned at birth, and gender identity correspond in the expected way. So for example, someone who is assigned male at birth and identifies as a man. And a simple way to think about it is if a person is not transgender, they are cisgender. So the word cisgender could also be shortened to cis. And then transgender is a gender description for someone who has transitioned or is transitioning from living as one gender to another. Also, it's an umbrella term for anyone whose sex assigned at birth and gender identity do not correspond in the expected way. So for example, someone who was assigned male at birth but does not identify as a man. And some older folks may be accustomed to the word transsexual, and these days this term is discouraged as it tends to focus on someone's body. So for example, their biological sex as opposed to their identity, so who they feel themselves to be. And the term transgender is a more inclusive and respectful choice.
Oh, okay, thanks. So um, if someone is transgender or identifies as transgender, does that mean that they're gay?
So that's a great question. These are two different issues, gender identity and sexuality. And while these two aspects of identity are often conflated or seen as overlapping, they're actually really very separate. One is all about who you are, and the other is all about who you are interested in. So pronouns tell us someone's gender identity, whether they identify as male, female, both, or neither. However, they don't tell us anything about someone's sexuality, so who they're interested in romantically or sexually. But luckily, we don't need to address anyone's sexuality in a classroom or professional environment, since this is not going to change how we address or refer to anyone. So long as we model an openness to a range of non-heterosexual identities, and these diverse sexualities are present in our course materials and treated respectfully and naturally in our classrooms and offices, we don't need to solicit this information.
Wow, thank you very much. However, this is a lot to take in. There's a lot that you've explained, and I'm still a little bit worried that I might do or say the wrong thing.
Sure, and that's no problem. That just means that you care and you're on the right track. You don't need all the answers, but it's important that we seek out ongoing training to best support our students, our colleagues, and community members. And a great way to learn more is to get Safe Zones training with Pride at NU, and that's National University's first LGBTQ+ student organization. Safe Zones is a 3-hour long LGBTQ+ literacy and sensitivity training designed for participants at all levels of knowledge and comfort on this topic. And this training compromises structured opportunities for reflection, a grounding in respectful and current vocabulary, an interactive lecture on biological sex versus gender, an activity on privilege, the do's and don'ts of supporting the coming out process, Q&A, and scenario practice. So participants will leave with practical tools for supporting and interacting respectfully with diverse classmates, colleagues, patients, and community members.
Wow, this sounds great. So how do I find out some more about Safe Zones training?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So you would just email clubs@nu.edu and we would connect you.
Oh, sounds great. Again, so is there anything else that I should know about Pride at NU?
Sure, yeah. So Pride at NU is open to all NU community members, regardless of their identity, location, or campus. So online only students are absolutely welcome. Letting all your students know about this source of support and community, regardless of what you know or think you know about their identity, is a great way to show support for our diverse student body.
Well, thank you so much for your detailed explanation. I really appreciate it.
Sure, no problem.